All right, welcome back in. Zach Gelb Show, Fox Sports 920, the Jersey, rocking and rolling on this Thursday as we get another day closer to Eagles and Arizona Cardinals at Lincoln Financial Field this Sunday at 1 p.m. And an old friend is returning to Lincoln Financial Field, a homecoming for Haason Reddick, the Camden product, and then also the pride of Temple University, who was drafted right here in Philadelphia to the Arizona Cardinals in this past 2017 NFL Draft as a first-round draft pick for Arizona. Our good friend Haason Reddick joins us right now on the Zach Gelb Show. Haason, appreciate a few minutes. Thanks for the time, and how are you?
I'm good, man. I can't complain.
Well, Haason, we appreciate you hopping on board with us with your Temple connections and also you being a Camden kid. What are the emotions that you're feeling right now as you get set to return to the East Coast this weekend and come back home?
Oh, man, I'm excited, man. I'm happy. I haven't been home in a couple months now. I'm just happy to be home and to get to see my family, for those who aren't able to make it out to a game out here, they'll finally be able to see me play back at home, and I'm just excited.
There's a human element to it as well. You're in your 20s, and I know you're excited to be in the NFL right now, but you know the East Coast your entire life, and now you're transitioning to the West Coast. Just from a human standpoint of it, a personal standpoint, what's the biggest adjustment moving from the East Coast to the West Coast?
The heat. Being in Arizona, man, the heat is different, man. In the summertime, it's almost, 100, anywhere between 110 and 120 degrees every day. So that's the biggest adjustment. And then the heat out here, it's really dry, the air. So, it's better for breathing and stuff like that. But with that heat, the heat is crazy.
I know you've always been big about family. You would always use the word Ohana, and that was a big part of your story, your family leading up to the NFL draft. With your family being so far away and a lot of your friends being so far away, how has Arizona embraced you? Do you feel the family connection out there on the West Coast?
Oh, definitely. Like my father, he visits out here frequently. My mother is out here now. And then it's genuine, nice people out here. So kind, so welcoming. I'm so glad to be out here, man. I love Arizona.
We all know your story is such a special one, and I've told you this before. It could eventually become a movie one day. Growing up in Camden, then being a walk-on at Temple University, and then becoming a first-round draft pick, and the draft was in your backyard in Philadelphia. I know that this has been very emotional for you, and a lot of your dreams are now living out, and you're focusing on being the best football player you could be. But when did it sink in to what you accomplished up until this point? When did that feeling sink in with all the hard work that you put into it?
I would say that the first game of the season, getting out there, man. I putting that jersey on, running around, making plays, and then coming back home and seeing myself on TV. And, hearing an announcer say my name and mention it with, the Arizona Cardinals, that's when the song came. That's when it was all like, I'm not in a dream, but I'm living one,
Yeah, how about that ESPN Monday Night Football piece? That must have been really neat. That was a really nice piece that ESPN did for you.
Oh, yeah, man, that was dope, man. And, I'm very appreciative and thankful that they picked me to do the piece on. It was real big, real special, and more exposure to get my story out there.
Now, I'm sure as a kid you grew up watching Monday Night Football, so that must have been a big thrill, like you were saying. If I would have told you a few years ago that one day they'd be doing a feature piece on you on Monday Night Football, prime time, as big a stage as it gets in the regular season, what would you have told me back then?
I don't know, man. I told you we'll see, I guess. I don't know, I don't think anybody could have saw this coming, It was a lot of hard work put in behind the scenes that a lot of people didn't know about, a lot of things that I went through that I wish I didn't have to go through, that people didn't know about. And, it all worked out for the best. But if you would have told me this a couple years ago, I wouldn't have known what to say.
Haason Reddick with us right now on the Zach Gelb Show, Fox Sports 920 The Jersey. You take a look around that locker room, some pretty special players in Arizona. Patrick Peterson, Carson Palmer, Larry Fitzgerald, Chandler Jones, guys that have had a lot of success in this league and have been around a long time. As a rookie, what were you feeling the first day you walked into that locker room and got to meet some of those guys?
Oh, man, I was excited, just to be in the same locker room as so many legends. You got Larry, you got Patrick Peterson, who I watched when he was in college. You got the Honey Badger, who I watched when he was in college. Chandler Jones, so many legends. Then, getting to work beside Carlos Dansby, who's been in the NFL for 14 years, a true veteran, a true professional. It's just crazy, These are guys I grew up watching, and to be in the same locker room as them is a special thing.
What do you learn from a guy that has been around the league for a long time and has been, a consummate professional and a Larry Fitzgerald, and even a guy that plays in the same positional group as you, like a Chandler Jones? What do you learn from those two guys?
You just learn how to be a pro, man. You watch everything that they do, and it might not necessarily be everything they be doing in the field. What are they doing once they get off the field? Are they getting treatment? What treatments are they getting? How many massages a week are they getting to make sure that their body is, feeling fresh? You pay attention to the small things like that and the little details like that. That way, you can hopefully have the same type of career and, a successful career in the long run.
Transitioning to the NFL, I know you're in a new position and you'll probably get back out to the outside this week with an unfortunate injury that you guys did have on the Cardinals' defensive side of the ball. But what's been the toughest part transitioning to the NFL, Haason?
It's been a learning curve, playing a new position, trying to learn a playbook, looking at different keys. It's truly been a learning curve, but me being who I am, I'm a competitor. I took the challenge, and I'm doing my best to dominate the challenge.
Yeah, I was talking to Bruce Arians this morning, your coach, on a conference call, and he was talking about how you'll probably get more reps outside this week. That, to me, is your best position where I think you'll have the most success in the National Football League, and I know that you're confident no matter what position they put you at, but what do you want to show this week when you get those reps at outside linebacker?
I'm not looking to show anything, man. I'm just looking to go out there and do what I do, Go out there, make plays, and help the team win. I don't have anything to prove to anybody. I don't have anything to show anybody. I'm just going to go out there. The team needs, this is where the team needs me at for this week. So that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go out outside linebacker and give them my all, and do my best.
A quarter of a season in, as you're at the quarter pole mark, have already played 4 games. How do you evaluate how you played so far on the opportunities you've been given, Haason?
I think I've been playing well. Still some ins and outs of the game that I'm learning as far as the inside linebacker position. But I made a couple plays. Each week I was getting comfortable at the inside linebacker. I thought I was doing well for myself. Big critic of myself, so I've always felt like I could get better at things. It's something that I can do better, and the things that I wasn't doing so well in, I made it a note in my mind to, get better at those things. But so far, I believe that I've been playing, okay. And I just can't wait to see, what the rest of the season has in store for me.
Talking to Haason Reddick. Bruce Arians used to coach at Temple. Got a few Temple guys on the staff. Just what is it like to play for Coach Arians? I know he's been a big fan of yours so far.
Oh, man, it's great. Coach Arians is a great coach. Really cool dude. Laid back. He got this he got this swagger about himself that you could feel. You could feel that he's a cool dude. When you walk in and you see him, you could just tell that he's that guy. So it's cool being under a coach like that. It gives you a certain confidence in yourself. When you have a head coach like that, and as far as the rest of the staff, from Temple, it's great. Temple is family, man. So coming out here, they've done nothing but embrace me like family. and help me with anything that I needed. Just truly trying to put me in the best situations to be successful and help me with anything that I needed.
Talking to Haason Reddick, outside of football, following you on Twitter and Instagram, you've been getting to do some pretty neat things that first-round draft picks get to do. I saw that you got to throw out the first pitch at an Arizona Diamondbacks game. Just tell me some of the things you've been doing, outside of football, just to get your name well-respected and well-known in the Arizona community.
That was one of the things that, like you said, throwing out the first pitch was one of the things that I've done. I had a signing event out here, which was a great turnout, man. The fans is so supportive and so loving out here. It's crazy, man. The atmosphere out here is beautiful. It's a special thing for somebody who's a rookie, for the fans to be so welcoming. I think that it's just crazy. They want me here and everybody, nobody wants to be where they're not wanted. The fans want me out here, and I'm glad that they want me here. I've also done this little talk show with Carlos. He's the host of it, and every week, they have a special guest on there, and we sit down for an hour and we talk football in front of a live audience, and that was pretty cool as well to get out there, see the fans come out and be so supportive. Like I said, they're supportive, they're welcoming, and it's a great feeling.
Get into the game this upcoming Sunday. Eagles' offensive line is clicking on all cylinders right now, and the tackles for the Eagles, you don't get two better tackles combination in this league than Jason Peters and Lane Johnson. How about that Eagles' offensive line when you look at it on tape?
Oh, man, like you said, they're doing excellent right now, man. They're doing good, and I think it's going to be a great challenge for me. I think I have a great challenge ahead of me this week, to truly show my talent. I'm going to take the same approach as I've always taken, though. You line them up in front of me, and I'm going to do my best to knock them down. So I can't wait to get out there and get to go against this offensive line.
Bruce Arians has been around a lot of good quarterbacks in his career. Carson Palmer, your quarterback right now, Ben Roethlisberger, Peyton Manning, and Bruce Arians has had a lot of high praise for Carson Wentz. When you break Carson Wentz down on film and get ready to face up against 11 this weekend, what are some things that present some challenges for your defense with what Carson Wentz presents with his skill set?
Oh, man, just keeping him in the pocket, man, not letting him extend the play. When you watch film, you see a guy that who's mobile. I think he's a little bit more mobile than people give him credit for. Actually, you see a guy that when he gets out of the pocket, he can definitely extend the play. He always has his eyes downfield. So you got to be conscious of making sure you can keep him in the pocket and keep that pressure on him. Like you said, though, definitely a great quarterback, man.
And also the Eagles, the last 2 weeks, they're adding the run game to the element in terms of LeGarrette Blount, Corey Clement, Wendell Smallwood. I know they lost Aaron Sproles for the season. So it's an offense that's very diverse right now that you guys are going up against.
Correct. The run game has been great these last couple of weeks. You look at LeGarrette Blount, I think he's averaging about 6 yards per carry right now. Last week he was running like a madman. So, got to stop the run. Which is in any defensive game plan and try to get him the air out the ball.
Just growing up in the area in Camden, playing your Temple, your college football at Temple. Did you ever go to an Eagles game? I know you're not a stranger to the link, playing your college football games there. But did you ever go to the link for an Eagles game?
Yeah, I have been to a couple Eagles games in my lifetime.
So what type of emotions do you think you're going to just be feeling, when you get ready to run out onto that tunnel, out of that tunnel on Sunday, knowing how close the link means to you and everything that it means to you?
It'll bring back memories for me. Still feel at home to me. Just can't wait to see how the crowd reacts. I'm on a different team now. Even though I'm still a hometown kid, I'm on a different team now. So that Philadelphia crowd, man, they're unpredictable. So I can't wait to see how they act.
I'll tell you, I think you'll get, right before the game, you got a nice big round of applause because, hey, on draft night, that was pretty special when they introduced your name and the ovation they gave you.
You got to be careful, though, man. We talking about the Santa Claus and Boo Santa Claus, man.
Hey, you know I'm better than anyone. Haason, last one before we let you run. I know we were talking last week during the Temple game. They got off to a rough start in the first 5 games, 2-3. What's your confidence in what Jeff Collins is trying to continue to build here at Temple University? Where's your confidence in him?
I have a lot of confidence in it, and the reason why is because, people have to understand, one, he's a new coach, a new head coach at this, he's around new players. He's getting adjusted to the players as well as the players are getting adjusted to him and the system that he's bringing in. So you have to, people have to understand that it's not going to be easy at first, It's not going to be easy at first. Not at all. It reminds me of when Will first came in and we went 2-10 the first season. Off of that season, nobody thought we had a shot. Everybody looked down on us. It wasn't until we went 10-4 and went to the conference championship and lost, and then came back the next year and went 10-4 again and went to the conference championship and won, that people started, respecting us and, started loving us and the things that we were doing. So I think this is just a little rough patch that the team and him and the team have gone through, but I believe that they're going to get over the hump, and in about a year or two, things are going to be back on track.
Well, Haason, hey, we appreciate it. Thanks so much, and best of luck moving forward. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.